Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review, because I just got done watching for the very first time, Blade Runner. Yes, Blade Runner is a film that came out in 1982. It was directed by Ridley Scott, and since it is my first time, I should probably clarify, I watched the final cut of this movie. I had to make that clear because there's like 4 different versions of this movie in this 4-disc set. If you look online, there's like 7 other versions of this movie. It's insane! But the final cut is the one that we're talking about. The plot is, it's set in the future. It's set so far in the future, I'm talking about the year 2019, where you meet Harrison Ford, who plays Rick Deckard, who's a Blade Runner, which basically just means he's the skilled, highly trained hunter. He goes out for hire almost to hunt and kill replicants. And replicants are the next level of androids, the next level of robots who look human, who have feelings and emotions, but Harrison Ford has to kill each and every one of them. And the leader is Roy Batty, who's just a different level of a replicant. Now, what I think of Blade Runner is, I enjoyed this movie. I did. Now, look, am I going to sit here and say that I love this movie? I can't say that because it's only the first time, and I feel like people who love this movie, it's because they saw it when they were young, or they grew up with it and just saw it so many times that they understand it inside and out, the layers and just levels of where this story goes. Because this movie is very dense. This movie does have a lot going on for it. A whole lot more than I was probably expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. But when the movie started, I instantly noticed how gorgeous it looked. Just the cinematography, the shots, and the special effects. And I'm talking about not CGI. No. There was no CGI. I'm talking about just practical sets, practical images, and matte paintings for backgrounds, and how they were able to pull off this futuristic setting. The colors and the real life environments that they shot this stuff in. It looks gorgeous. It still looks real and looks like I could physically go there today if I wanted to. The budget was only like $28 million, so that too amazes me. It's like if you gave somebody that much money today to make a movie that looks like this, I don't know if they could do it, because we're so reliant on CGI, so reliant on trying to get everything to not look cartoony, that it ends up looking cartoony and not holding up after just a couple of years. I can't believe that after over 30 years or whatever, that this movie looks as good as it does. I want to talk about Harrison Ford, because seeing Harrison Ford in his prime, I'm talking about young, good-looking Harrison Ford, movie star Harrison Ford, because I feel like when I watch a brand new movie with him, he's older now, and his acting is give or take. Sometimes he doesn't give a shit, and sometimes he's really good. This movie, I thought he was interesting, because this was the prime, like I said, of his career, where he was Han Solo, he was Indiana Jones, he was known as this charismatic type of actor. And he does have a little bit of that personality here, just a little bit, but for the most part, he's playing it serious. He's playing it straight because of the character he's playing. Deckard seems like a guy who, he's a killer. He's a trained killer, and so he forces himself not to have emotions when he goes out on missions like this. The fact that these robots, these replicants, do look so human. He has to detach himself from feelings and empathy and any type of thing that could make him weak and could prevent him from being so good at his job. And when he does get close to a character like Rachel, played by Sean Young, that makes it more interesting. It shows how much he needs any type of compassion and interaction, especially when you find out that Rachel is a replicant herself. She didn't even know she was a replicant. He figured it out, but he still gives her a shot. Rutger Hauer plays Roy Batty, who, like I said, he is the leader of the replicant. And when you first meet him, you're wondering, like, what is this guy's goal? Like, what evil plan does he have to warrant Harrison Ford going after him like this? And come to find out, he's just looking to live longer. He wants to extend his lifespan because replicants only have so long of a lifespan. And you sit back and you go, oh, well, that makes sense. That sounds reasonable. Sure, he meets his maker, and when he can't get that longer lifespan, he kills the guy, like, viciously, crushes his head. Just evil tendencies about him. But when you really get down to it, when you see certain moments and scenes of him talking and how normal he does come across, and especially the very end of this movie where he has that last showdown with Deckard, and you see the way how he goes about his attack, he's almost taking it all in. He almost, like, he knows that he has so much time left. He knows that he's probably gonna die, so he's just living. And it's so interesting because I wasn't expecting a villain like that. I wasn't expecting a villain that had so many layers to it and had so many, just made me conflicted on whether or not Deckard was right to go after these replicants and kill them off one by one. And it made me wonder, like, it made me want to rewatch this just in a different light and say, wow, whose point of view is the story in? It's Pris, played by Daryl Hannah, who, her character, she first seems like she's homeless. She gets helped by the character Sebastian, but then you find out she's a replicant as well, and that she's with Batty. Now, I was looking at this actress, and you know, I'm not saying she's not attractive. She definitely, especially once you find out she's a replicant, she has the face paint on, and her eyes are, like, glowing red. It's a little creepy, but she does have some attractiveness to her. But there was other scenes where I looked at her face, and I don't want to come off like a dick. I'm not trying to, like, be rude or anything, but I did wonder, was this actress always a woman? Again, I'm trying to say this as respectful as I can. The more recent pictures of her, I guess that's a lot more debatable. And I looked online, and there are people who have theories that they think that she wasn't always a woman. Look, it's something I quickly noticed. And when I looked it up, I was surprised to see some of the other people thinking the same thing. I feel like there is so much to this movie that I can only do it so much justice having watched it once. Some could argue that, well, if the movie really is good, then you shouldn't have to watch each and every version of it, or shouldn't have to watch it over and over again. No, I want to watch this again. I want to take in everything that the story was about. I am very intrigued, very interested in Blade Runner, the original. Let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Blade Runner. Let me know which version you like the best, and did you like it? Do you love it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!